Scattered severe weather, also isolated flooding. We have a flood watch in effect for parts of the area until midnight tonight because these storms still have a ways to go. But we'll put the pause here on radar. This is a 3-hour loop. You can see we kind of have two primary lines right now embedded with some locally heavy rain, thunder and lightning as well. We have seen some indication of some stronger wind gusts in addition, of course, to that tornado warning we had in Culpeper and Fauquier County. But right now everything is sub-severe. So we're going to take you through a radar tour here and show you where we have the strongest storms right now, where we have the heaviest rain right now. But again, thankfully, no watches or no warnings, rather. We do still have the flood watch, and it looks like one flash flood watch just to the west of I-81 there. But let's start up into Frederick because we have some heavy rain right here, some thunder and lightning. This is between Keedysville and Frederick, some steady rain down into Charlestown and Brunswick. So far today, the rain has been fairly scattered. We've seen these pockets of downpours, which is really what we expect. When it comes to a day like today, we really cannot pinpoint who will see the heaviest rain, but where the rain is moving through, it's coming down at a pretty good clip, and we could see upwards of 1 to 2 inches of rain when all is said and done, where we see some really locally heavy downpours. We can't rule out more than 2 inches of rain. So I do think everyone at a minimum today gets some kind of moderate to heavy rain. Not everyone will see severe weather. I do think the severe weather threat is fairly scattered, but today is a day where you need to do what you're doing right now. Keep an eye on our WUSA 9 app. We'll keep you posted throughout the afternoon as storms develop. But right now we have some steady rain in Front Royal, some cracks of thunder and lightning as well, all the way down into Sperryville. And these storms are going to continue over the next several hours, all the way through the evening. So I do think it is going to be a difficult evening commute as these storms continue to push off to the east rather slowly, 10 to 15 miles per hour. That's all we have for a forward motion, and that's only going to contribute to the potential for some flooding as well. So that is why the flood watch is in effect until midnight tonight. You can see right along 66 right now down into portions of Washington and Sperryville. We'll take you over towards Amosville as well. Warrenton, some steady rain in Midland and Catlett. This is near where we had that tornado warning not too long ago. They did expire the warning just before 3 o'clock this afternoon, but you can still see some steady rain from Catlett down into Midland and Goldvein. Where you see those shades of orange, red and yellow, that's indicating moderate to heavy rain. Elsewhere, we still have some light rain in the area from Warrenton back towards Nokesville, Manassas, Haymarket along 66. There's that steady rain working its way towards Fairfax and Chantilly as well. Reston. Right now, you're about to see some of this heavy rain that's currently between Sterling and Aldie over towards Darnestown, back into Gaithersburg. We have some of this light rain, but the steadiest of the rain is still well off to the west of the Metro DC area. And all of these showers and storms are moving ahead of a cold front that's part of a big storm system. You can see it spinning right now over the Great Lakes. This closed low is going to produce some severe weather really up and down the mid-Atlantic into the northeast as we head throughout the afternoon and evening. So we do still have a ways to go. Let's talk about some of the threats that we're watching for today. Under the tornado outlook, we're under a 2% chance for a tornado, though we already saw a tornado, and we say it all the time. To say 2% doesn't sound like much, right? But it's actually very significant. To have any percent chance of a tornado is significant for this region. So right now, everywhere you see shaded in green, the entire DMV with that 2% chance for an isolated tornado. We've already seen one tornado warning this afternoon. I would not be surprised if we see another or two. Today is looking like a day where rotation within storms is not out of the question. Here's where we have that flood watch in effect until midnight everywhere that you see shaded there in that green. So this doesn't include southern Maryland or parts of central and southern Virginia, though I do think everyone pretty much at an equal risk of seeing some isolated flooding where we see those rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches of rain per hour. In some circumstances, we could see even more rain than that, but the downpours do look fairly scattered. So keep in mind, if you live in an area prone to flooding when you get a lot of rain, and we already saw a lot yesterday, the ground's already very saturated. We very well may see pockets of isolated flooding once again today. Right now, only one flash flood warning. That's really right along the I-81 corridor between Martinsburg and Front Royal. This is the Weather Prediction Center excessive rainfall outlook, and you can see most of our area falls under that yellow shading, which is slight. But slight means significant. That's where we could see rainfall rates upwards of 2 inches per hour. Elsewhere across the DMV with that light green shading, a marginal risk for severe weather. But again, Like we talked about with the flood watch, everyone at an equal risk of seeing some excessive rainfall as we head throughout the day today. So let's time it out here using Futurecast. As we head throughout the afternoon, these storms going to continue to march closer to the district area, DC and surrounding counties. I think you can expect these storms a little bit before this. This is 5 p.m. and keep in mind Futurecast is just one particular model. It cannot pinpoint where the rain is going to fall and when, but I do like the idea that by 5 o'clock this evening, the storms and the rain becoming a bit more widespread. I do think by 5, though, these storms will be a little bit farther off to the east, though they are moving slowly. Again, that's only going to contribute to the flood risk as we head throughout the afternoon, with these storms moving to the east only around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here we are around 7 o'clock, still dealing with these storms. So plan ahead now that it could be a difficult evening commute. You could be driving through some really locally heavy rain, possibly some damaging wind as well. Wind, a big concern in addition to the rotation, the tornado potential this afternoon. So if you can, try and leave the office a little bit early. At a minimum, keep an eye on the WUSA 9 app and track the rain. See where it is in relation to where you're commuting to try and avoid conditions like this. As we head through 8, 9 o'clock, I do think these storms start to push off to our east. But as you're checking in with top at 11 p.m., I think we'll still have a little bit of rain on radar. I do think the primary line of storms is out of here by around 8 or 9 o'clock this evening, but we could see some lingering showers, maybe even a few downpours as we head through the later evening hours. That's why that flood watch is in effect until midnight. And it just feels like a day where we could see severe weather, right? You step outside, it is soupy, it is muggy. That dew point at 72 degrees. Even though we started the day with clouds, the sun broke out this afternoon. That's also helping to juice up the atmosphere. So plenty of instability as we head throughout the day today. The good news, once we get past the storms, we catch a big time break. The rest of the week looks fantastic. Today, dew points are in the low 70s, but by tomorrow at this time, dew points will have dropped into the low 50s. That is just about as comfortable as it gets, and we'll spend the rest of the week with dew points in the 50s. It will start to get slightly higher as we head into the weekend, but still, dew point on Saturday only around 60, 61 degrees. That is still incredibly comfortable. We'll start to increase a few more clouds as we head into the weekend as well, but beyond today, we have plenty of sunshine to look forward to. So today, it is warm. Temperatures will make it back into the mid 80s if they haven't done so in your area already, but the rest of the week we spend in the low 80s, which is really right where we should be for this time in September. The mornings are going to be super comfortable as well, with low temperatures in the suburbs in the mid to upper 50s and low 60s in the DC area. So here's a look at the 10-day forecast and what we have to look forward to, because again, between now and around 8, 9 o'clock, it's going to be a little bit rocky at times with showers and thunderstorms, but the rest of the week features plenty of sunshine. Tomorrow morning, we could see a stray sprinkle or two in the morning, but I think that's generally before 7 o'clock, so you might wake up and see the roads are still a little damp, might have some clouds, but they'll clear throughout the day, and we'll see nice sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. And then the rest of the week features very little, if any, cloud cover. By Saturday, forecast looking really nice, and that's great because it is our recycle day. We're going to be collecting your old electronics and safely shredding paper at 3 locations across the DMV. You can head to our website and just search Environment Matters and find out all of the details. But it's going to be a great morning to come out, recycle, do what's right for the environment. The Sunday looks nice as well, with temperatures a little bit warmer. And then as we head towards the start of next week, temperatures even warmer than that in the mid to upper 70s. So we want to give you one more look here at radar, because we are really just getting things started throughout the day. We're expecting these storms to continue over the next several hours. Again, really not clearing out until 8 o'clock or so. Right now, you can see steady rain continuing to push a little bit closer to the district, with those pockets of moderate to heavy rain at times. So if you weren't with us for the beginning, we'll take you around on radar and show you where we're seeing the strongest storms right now, producing some moderate to heavy rain, thunder, and lightning as well. That's what we have going on right now, and this will continue as we head throughout the afternoon and evening. I know a lot of kids are getting home from school right now. If you're going to meet them at the bus stop, take an umbrella just in case you get caught in one of these showers. You can see some heavier rain really right now along I-70 just into parts of Frederick, that deep shading of red. Also some cracks of thunder and lightning making for difficult travel around I-70, Route 40 between Boonesboro and Frederick down into Brunswick, Leesburg. You're about to get some steady rain as well. This is heading towards Tuscarora as well, but relatively slowly. These storms only moving to the east around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So that's also leading to our flood threat. That's where you can see that flash flood warning in effect right now along I-81 between Berryville and Winchester. You can see that heavy rain has cleared out of the area, but we always see flash flood warnings linger well beyond when the rain has stopped in the area. We also have some steady rain right now from Washington down into Sperryville, Front Royal, and Upperville, Warrenton, down into Haymarket, Aldie, Sterling. You're all seeing this steady rain. So we'll leave you with a wide look at radar here and recap what we'll be watching throughout the day today. These storms continue to push through, moving into the Metro DC area, I think by about 4 or 5 o'clock. So unfortunately, just during the evening commute, we have a flood watch in effect until midnight. The excessive rainfall risk is quite elevated for our area. So where these downpours develop, we can expect 2 to 3 inches perhaps per hour. That's a lot of rain in a really short period of time, especially coming off of a day like yesterday that featured so much rain. But we also are anticipating more scattered severe weather. We may see a few more severe thunderstorm warnings before the day is done, and also the isolated tornado risk still very much there ahead of this strong cold front that we are already looking forward to all of the relief it brings. But we'll be keeping an eye on radar throughout the afternoon. We'll keep you posted as any changes develop. And if you haven't done so already, please download the WUSA 9 app. You can track our coverage right there in the palm of your hand. You'll also get alerts when any severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings are issued. In the meantime, we'll see you soon.